Well, I hope everybody had a great day. Beautiful fall day where I am. I'm enjoying these sunny days and cooler temperatures. I know we're going to get some rain this weekend from the hurricane. So, sending good thoughts to all of those people. So, we are going to go back a little bit to the basics tonight. And I promise you, whether you're a new user or a veteran user like me for 8 years, that you are going to learn something. So, doTERRA makes a little introductory kit, and it looks like this, and it is lavender, lemon, and peppermint oil. So, these three oils, you will be amazed at how much you can do with these. So, I want to show you this little kit because it's only $20 if you have a wholesale account. And it comes with the little 5 milliliter bottles of the three oils that, like I said, you're going to be amazed when you see all the things you can do with these. Can everybody hear me okay? Your
Yes,
little
I
audio
am.
check. Probably should have done that first. Patricia, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I am.
All right. All right. So these are the little 5 milliliter bottles, which means there's about 90 drops in each one of these bottles. You can also get the same kit in the bigger bottles. Here they are. In the 15 milliliter size. So it comes in a 3-piece kit in that as well. So let's just talk a little bit about these three amazing oils and what they do, and I'll enjoy them myself while we're talking about them. So, lavender oil. This is I call this the gateway oil because it's usually the first essential oil that people have been exposed to, whether in a spa situation or somewhere somebody shared lavender oil with them. But it is like instant calming. So, we all know it for that, right? We know when we walk in. First time I ever walked into Spa Sidel because somebody bought me a gift certificate, it smelled like lavender oil. It is kind of the epitome of relaxation and calming, but it is so much more than that. So I always like to tell people the very first time that I used lavender oil for first aid, I was absolutely blown away because um, I slammed my finger in the car door, and I can still tell which one it was. It was this one because the nail still looks a little bit weird, just a little bit. Probably only I notice it. But was getting out of the car in a tight garage. There's a really expensive car next to me. I was being really mindful not to door ding this, $300,000 Bentley that was next to me. And so I slammed my car or my finger in the door, and my brain's reaction was almost like a finger to a flame. I just wanted to pull the finger out of the door, even though the door was still closed on my finger. So you can imagine how much that hurt, right? So I ran in the house. I grabbed my oil bag because, full disclosure, thought I was going to throw up, thought I was going to pass out. The pain was so intense. Greg wanted to get me ice. I didn't want to be touched with ice. My fingers throbbing. I had him get me the lavender oil and I just dripped it right out of the bottle on the tip of my finger. And within seconds, the aroma of the lavender oil calmed me down. I no longer felt like I was going to throw up or pass out. And what I noticed was the throbbing lessening. It didn't completely disappear, and in about 5 minutes, it still had a faint heartbeat, but I did not have that nauseating extreme pain that I had had when I first pulled my finger out of that closed car door. Um, and that is because lavender essential oil is a topical analgesic. So it works a lot like, you just put liquid aspirin on your finger. So, and again, emotionally, it was super calming to me. So if you get a bump or a bruise or a scrape or a blister or a bug bite or a rash, this is the oil to pull out of your first aid kit and use when it happens. So, another story about lavender oil in my family is that my grandson, Harper, who is now almost 7, when he was about less than 2 years old, he pulled somebody had tilted a bicycle against a parking meter downtown, and he got excited about this bicycle, toddled up to it, and pulled it on himself. Hit himself in the head with it. Got a big goose egg on his head within seconds. My daughter pulled the lavender out of the diaper bag and put it right on the goose egg. It calmed him down. It calmed her down. It calmed me down. And you could literally watch it. Just begin to soothe that wound. So, lavender's amazing for that, for first aid. It belongs in every first aid kit. Um, I love it for that. So, um, de-stressing. So, calm down after a tense day. One of my favorite ways to do that is to put about 20 drops of lavender in a cup of Epsom salts and add it to a warm bath. So a couple things happen when you do that. So the Epsom salt draws the toxins out of you, relaxes your muscles, um, and the lavender essential oil, just the fragrance gets in the brain and just goes into those brain receptors that are so calming and so soothing, and it's very detoxifying as well. And I'll tell you, if you do this right before bed, you will get the best night's sleep ever, because that hot water also triggers the body to go into a parasympathetic state, which will allow you to just get into a really deep restorative night's sleep. So, another thing you can do with lavender oil at bedtime is you can diffuse it. You can rub it on the bottoms of your feet. You can put it in your hands, rub your hands together, rub it along the back of your neck, across your chest, smell it. Really inhale it deeply and just calm down and try to quiet the brain. Do this to your kids or to your significant other. Who wouldn't want a nice lavender essential oil foot rub or back rub right before bed? Um, when Harper, my grandson, was a baby, we would take the essential oils at diaper change time and even rub them on the bottoms of his little feet. Again, the bottoms of the feet are an amazing place to draw in essential oils because it gets it into the central nervous system, the bloodstream, everywhere within a matter of seconds. So, you can even take the bottle, and these bottles have these little orifice reducers, so you're not going to get more than a drop or so at a time. Just sprinkle it right on the pillowcase. So the oils are dry oils, so they're not going to leave big greasy stains or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about staining your sheets or staining your pajamas or anything, um, because they're not going to leave a mark. So just sprinkle it on the bed sheets, on the pillow. Inhale it deeply from your hands, put it in your diffuser, make a spray bottle of water, however you want to get these oils into your life. You're it's just so easy to do. So you can mix lavender oil in your bedtime diffuser with other oils like vetiver and marjoram, to just help you transition into that relaxative state that is going to then transition you into a really deep restorative sleep, which is so amazing for our overall health. So, another one of my favorite lavender hacks is to, if I've had to be on my feet through the day at like a health fair or a holiday event, standing on concrete, my feet are tired, or maybe you have a job where you have to be on your feet. When you get home from work or when you get home from your event that you've had to be standing, just put some lavender oil right in your hand, rub your hands together, and give yourself a little foot massage. And it really just helps, again, relax you, de stress you after the day. But it is making those painful feet, it is giving them relief. It is giving them that topical relief from that analgesic property that I talked about from when I slammed my finger in the car door. So, and lavender oil is a great oil to have if you've got babies or kids in the house. Not that it's just specific for them; it's great for adults too. But it's so gentle that it's really good to help baby calm down, help baby get a good night's sleep, mix it in some coconut oil and make a baby's like butt balm out of it at diaper change time. Keep the baby from getting a rash or soothe the rash, but it's always easier to prevent something than it is to try to heal it. So do it in between diaper changes and just keep baby smelling good, relaxed. You can take some water and coconut oil and lavender oil and some paper towels and make like your own DIY baby wipes. And again, it's chemical free. It's, you're making them, so you're saving a ton of money doing that. Lavender is just literally pennies a drop. You can add a little tea tree oil, which is melaleuca, and make it antifungal as well. Lavender itself has some great antifungal properties, antiseptic properties. Again, that's why it's a good first aid oil. But in general, you can use the lavender and the tea tree together on these wet paper towels that you've made as a completely DIY, non-toxic um, baby wipe. So love doing stuff like that when Harper was little. So the next time you don't realize a pan is still hot, or maybe you grab the curling iron or the clothes iron and you get a little burn, lavender oil is really great for that because it soothes the irritation, it relieves the redness, it pulls the inflammation down, it can ease swelling from a burn like that. And if you add peppermint oil to it, peppermint oil is very cooling topically. So the combination of lavender and peppermint are great for burns, and that even includes a sunburn. So if you go out to the pool in the summer for the first time and maybe you last longer than your sunscreen did, you can take a spray bottle of water, a few drops of lavender, a few drops of peppermint, shake it up, spray it on the area where you got too much sun, and it is like instant relief. And again, it's cooling, it's calming, so it's awesome. So if you put lavender on the temples and the back of your neck, to kind of relieve stress, it can also help you when you feel anxious. So if you feel overwhelmed with anxious feelings, lavender is a great oil to grab. And so there's a reason these oils are the top three sold, right? Because lavender, as you can see, the uses just go on and on and on. So another thing I love doing with lavender oil is making a nice soothing aftershave lotion, either for his face or her legs or maybe your armpits. You just mix a little bit of coconut oil again and a couple drops of lavender in your hand, rub it together and rub wherever you have that razor burn, and it will instantly calm the skin. So the best way to think about lavender topically and physically is it's going to be calming just like it is emotionally. So when we use an oil, an essential oil, for a physical reason, we generally get identical emotional benefits from it. So if it if it calms me emotionally, it's going to calm my skin physically. So if it works emotionally, it's going to work the same way physically. I don't know if I said that right the last time I said it, but you get the gist. So lavender oil, definitely have it on hand 365 days a year. It's not an oil you ever want to run out of. It's definitely something to put in your monthly LRP and just make sure you have a surplus of it because when you need it, you're going to want to use it a lot. So that is lavender oil. And now we're going to move on to lemon essential oil, which is just, again, one of my favorites. There's a reason it's in the top three. Smells just like when you peel a lemon or slice a lemon. The lemon oil comes from the rind, not from the fleshy, juicy part of the lemon. So You can use it for lemon zest in cooking. Anytime a recipe calls for lemon zest, which is just the shavings of the rind, you can use lemon oil in its place. So, soothing emotionally, uplifting, very cleansing. So, let's go over a few of my favorite hacks for lemon oil. So, one of my favorite things to do is if I feel a scratchy throat coming on, that's how I know I'm starting to come down with something. It always starts in my throat. So if I take a couple drops of lemon oil and gargle with it, it cleanses the throat and it gets that crud out of there before it can settle into the rest of my system. And when I mix it with something like tea tree oil, it really does an even better job at cleaning out that crud. So you can put a drop of it and a little bit of raw honey to soothe your throat. So be mindful though that honey is not recommended for children under 1 year. So I kind of call this my cold arrestor. Again, rinse in the throat, getting the virus germs out of the throat before they can settle into something and really make me feel lousy. So I love lemon oil for that. It is an absolutely amazing odor neutralizer. So I'm not just talking about an odor cover upper. I'm talking about literally you have an odor molecule and you have a lemon molecule, lemon essential molecule. I think of it like Pac-Man. The lemon oil comes in, takes this odor, stinky odor molecule, and literally eats it, just takes it out of the air. So my favorite story about this is we were going out of town for the weekend, and my better half boiled some crab legs and that little bit of water in a stock pot, and then left it on the stove, turned off, of course, but just left the dirty water, the dirty crabby water on the stove for 3 or 4 days. So when we came back in, it literally smelled like, a crime scene. It was just the most god awful, stinky, old crab water smell. So I went and got one of the diffusers. I didn't keep a diffuser in the kitchen at the time. I went and got a diffuser from the bedroom, plugged it in the kitchen, put about 12 drops of lemon oil in a small diffuser, let that lemon oil go into the air, and it literally eradicated that horrible smell. And again, it wasn't like it was lemony crab, where you could still kind of smell the crab underneath the lemon fragrance, which is what it would have smelled like had we used a toxic room spray over that smell. But it literally eliminated the odor. So amazing for that. So put a few drops on a cotton ball and put them in stinky tennis shoes, or put a few drops in some baking soda and put it in the refrigerator to neutralize that or odor. So anywhere you need to get rid of nasty smells, think of lemon oil. So, and when I opened it a minute ago, I talked about how it uplifts the mood. So not only does it promote a positive mood, it can actually help with cognitive ability. So it can help your brain work better. So diffuse it at your desk, diffuse it in the classroom that is in your home now that your kids are at school or homeschooling at home. Um, Put a drop or two, combine it in the diffuser with peppermint oil. So you've got the focus, you've got the cognitive improvement, you've got the happy smell, and the peppermint is keeping you alert. So we'll get to peppermint more in a minute, but I love mixing lemon with peppermint. And think about using it for a flavor boost. So I know as a health coach how much water I should drink in a day, and I really like water. It's kind of boring. I get tired of it. So I take a couple drops of my lemon oil and put it in my water, and I drink that. And not only does it give me a flavor boost, but it helps with my digestion. It helps internally cleanse my body. It helps my kidneys to be supported so they function better. But again, you can use it in cooking. You can use it on salmon on the barbecue grill. You can use it in a lemon meringue pie, put it in your hummus or your guacamole. Use it as lemon zest, as I said, to just give things a deeper and richer flavor. Add it to your tea, add it to a smoothie, like I do, a glass of water. Again, to just naturally cleanse the body and aid digestion. Now, this is where I give you the big warning about citrus oils only belong in glass, steel, or ceramic. So don't put lemon oil in water in a plastic glass or a styrofoam cup. Literally, a styrofoam cup, the bottom is going to fall out of the cup. Seen it happen. um, Plastic, you're just going to pull the petrochemicals from the plastic glass into your water and be drinking those. You don't want to do that. So, we want to get those chemicals out of our body. So we want to use the lemon oil in glass to cleanse the body. So no plastic. Just throw all that plastic away anyway. You don't need it. You don't want it in your house. You don't want it in your body. So you can use the lemon oil to clean your washing machine or your dishwasher. Um, you can put it in the little section in the dishwasher where you put like the rinse aid. You can put some lemon oil in there. I call it anointing my dishwasher. I literally just open the door, take the bottle with the lid off, and kind of do this on the inside before the wash cycle and let the oil go through the wash cycle. Cleans the dishes, cleans the dishwasher. You can put it in the rinse dispenser in your washing machine so that when your washer goes on the cycle, you've got some lemon oil in there. It's great for keeping the towels fresh, maybe, and when it's time to wash the towels each week. And it's going to just keep that washing machine clean as well, so the water doesn't get stagnant. So you can put it where you would normally put fabric softener. So we don't want to use fabric softener. That stuff's toxic. So it's amazing for cutting through grease and grime, and it'll just make your glasses sparkle in the dishwasher. So it's great for that. So you can make a non-toxic cleaning spray. So in a glass bottle with a spray trigger, add a quarter cup of vinegar to it, and maybe 30 drops of the lemon oil, and then fill the rest of it with water. And you're going to get a great natural glass cleaner or a non-toxic cleaner. Just make sure that you shake whatever. If you put your essential oils, because obviously oil is going to sit on the top of the water. So before you spray it, just shake the bottle really good so that you're getting an even distribution. So that you're not just having the lemon oil sit on top. So my very favorite use of lemon oil is you can remove anything sticky with just a drop of lemon oil. So whether it is, we literally were using it the other day. We were using silicone outside on something we were sealing, and Greg got some silicone on his fingers, and a wet paper towel, or paper towel wet with a few drops of lemon oil just takes that silicone right off the skin so it can't absorb into the bloodstream from the hands. Whether it's acrylic paint, he's even gotten roofing tar off of his hands with lemon oil. Patricia, I know you own a roofing company, so make sure all your employees have lemon oil in their pocket every day at work. So literally, again, just a few drops on a paper towel, wipe it off, and you don't even have to wash your hands. It's so clean. So picture frames. You ever buy a picture frame and the price tag won't come off the glass, and it's so frustrating. So a drop of lemon oil, wipe it with a paper towel. It's like it never happened. Tree sap. If you cut down your Christmas tree and your hands are all sticky from the tree sap, takes that off right away. Whatever is sticky, it's amazing for that. And I've literally gotten acrylic paint off of carpeting with a drop of lemon oil and a piece of paper towel. So again, an oil you definitely want to have in your house every day. You just never want to be without lemon oil. It's cheap. It's $10 or $11 for a big 15 milliliter bottle, which is 250 drops. You'll use it for everything. Put this in your LRP and make sure that you've got lemon oil on hand all the time. We're thinking a lot about health and respiratory health and breathing easier, right? So, lemon promotes healthy respiratory function. So, just put 2 drops in the diffuser with anything else that you're diffusing. It's great, like I said earlier, with peppermint oil during the day for focus and getting tasks done that maybe don't sound really exciting for you to do. Couple drops of lemon with lavender can really be great for seasonal relief. So if the pollen count is high and you're bothered by that, use lemon and lavender together in your diffuser and really breathe that in. And the lavender is a natural histamine blocker, and the lemon will kind of cleanse that allergen out of the body. So it is amazing. So we didn't even talk about that when I was talking about straight lavender oil earlier, and I should have. That should have been on my list as a top use of lavender oil, especially with fall and ragweed and the ragweed pollen count and the other winter grasses that may be coming into bloom or bothering you. Lavender is a natural histamine blocker, meaning when your body goes into that histamine reaction, lavender oil in the brain literally blocks that reaction and it is a natural antihistamine. So again, lavender and lemon together, amazing for seasonal relief. Add peppermint to it during the day. But again, we're going to talk more about peppermint. I keep getting ahead of myself with peppermint, so sorry about that. But back to straight lemon oil. It's a great oil to use to clean your produce. So even though your produce is organic, who touched it in the grocery store, what was on their hands, ew, gross, right? So when I bring home produce, especially if it's berries or something delicate, I will put them in a bowl of water, sprinkle a few drops of lemon oil in the water, just use my hand to gently agitate the oil through the water, through the berries or the green beans or, the asparagus. I just did it the other night with asparagus. And it gets any germs off your produce, cleans your produce, and it kicks up the flavor a little bit. It just puts a little tang onto it. So if the berries are really sweet, it kind of lightens and brightens that sweetness of the berries by being a little bit tart. So it's great for that. I love using it to clean my produce, and it acts a little bit like a natural preservative. So your produce will last longer in your refrigerator if you do that. So, all right, so let's get on to peppermint oil because I keep bringing it up. So, peppermint oil is amazing, even though it's kind of late in the evening. I'm going to take a little shot of this because it just smells like Candyland or Christmas or Santa's workshop or something. I love peppermint oil. So one of my favorite ways to use this is to use it as a natural breath freshener. So you can take a drop off, the bottle, like just dip it on the tip of your tongue, dot it on the tip of your tongue, and it is powerful. I mean, that's not even a drop that I pour it out of the bottle, and whoo, that's no joke. So it's going to wake me up. It's going to freshen my breath. It's going to open my sinuses. It's going to open my airways. I can take a deep breath. Peppermint oil it's fabulous for that. So you can put a drop of it in water, swish your mouth with it. If you don't have a toothbrush handy, like let's say after lunch, maybe you went out to eat and you come back to work and you wish you had a toothbrush and you don't. You can use that, and believe me, that blast of peppermint oil is going to clean your mouth and kind of get you through that afternoon fade. It's fierce and it will wake you up. So, um, peppermint oil is amazing for respiratory and sinus support. So, if you feel any congestion, if you have any sinus pressure, it's just a great one to inhale from your hands. You can inhale it directly from the bottle. You can take a drop and put it on your thumb and rub it on the roof of your mouth, and that will just open your airways like nothing you've ever tried before. Something else to think about doing with it right now, if you have to wear a mask for any reason, put a drop on the inside of the mask, then put the mask on. It will allow you to breathe deeper when that mask is kind of, restricting your airways. And it will do an amazing job to just oxygenate your brain and your bloodstream at a time when that stuff is being reduced with these masks. So, really good for that. Again, if you are tired, you've been on your feet all day, peppermint oil is a great one to put in some Epsom salt and make a little foot bath for yourself. It can be stimulating, so I wouldn't do that too close to bed. But let's say you get home in the late afternoon or early evening and you just don't think you can stand on your feet anymore. You need to cook dinner. Just make yourself a quick little treat. Get a little metal pan and mix some Epsom salt and peppermint, just a drop or two, and soak your feet for a few minutes. And just, it is just absolute heaven. So, peppermint oil is really good to keep you alert and focused when you have tasks or work or homework or you need to be on a Zoom call and you're about zoomed out. So, diffuse your peppermint oil. And again, think about mixing it with something like the lemon to lighten it up and just get through whatever that task is that you have to do by diffusing the peppermint oil and just making the room and the house smell amazing. So, another fun fact and fun hack for peppermint oil is it gets rid of the hiccups. So, if you have the hiccups or get the hiccups often, you can put it in a drop in a shot of water and drink it. You can do what you saw me do earlier and just put a dot on my finger and put that on my tongue. Um, you can rub it over the tummy, over where the spasm is happening that's causing the hiccups. Um, but we were at a restaurant one night. This was years ago, and the waiter came up and apologized in advance because he had hiccups for hours. So I told him about this trick, and because it was my bottle of peppermint, he didn't know me. I had him bring me a toothpick, and I put a drop on a toothpick, and he put it in his mouth. And by the time he came back to the table again, his hiccups were gone. So it was pretty good testimonial to that. So um, head pain. We talked about this last week. I forget what we were talking about. Past tense, I think we were talking about in the pain kit. So it's a word that starts with head and it ends with ache, and I'm not allowed to say it because it's a disease. But when your head hurts, peppermint oil is amazing for that, especially if the head pain comes from sinus pressure or really any cause for your head to hurt. So you can take the peppermint oil on the tips of your fingers, kind of rub it into your temples if that's where your headache is, or if it's sinus related, you can rub it across the forehead. Make sure that you inhale it deeply. You can mix it with lavender oil, and it's also a great relief for head pain. So, peppermint alone or peppermint and lavender will relieve that head tension, head pain within seconds. So, it's pretty cool. So, I was at an event the other night, and there were peppermint brownies, and they were so good. So, the lady that made them just put one drop, maybe two drops of peppermint oil in her brownie mix, and then she made them into those little brownie bites, and they were so delicious. So it's a great way to indulge your sweet tooth and just to make the brownies be a little different for a change. But so again, an entire batch of the minis or a 9 by 9 pan of the squares, just two drops of peppermint oil in your regular mix will really kind of make your brownies be something special. So, um, if you're caught without toothpaste, if you run out of toothpaste, you can use some coconut oil and baking soda and a little bit and one drop of peppermint oil and just make a great organic super duper breath freshening and teeth cleaning DIY toothpaste. You can put it in a glass jar. You can make a quantity of it, minty fresh, no toxic chemicals, no fluoride. Um, so yeah, it's great, and it will just leave your breath fresh for hours. So coconut oil is also good for digestion. It helps calm the stomach. So if you feel like a little bit of heartburn or reflux, a drop of this in water, again, a drop on your tongue. Rub it over the tummy. If you don't want to take it internally, it gets into the stomach through the skin. So really good for just calming the stomach. So again, all together, the lavender, lemon, and peppermint. I've got these spread out all over the place. Here they are. So the three pieces together. It'd probably be easier for me to show you in my little box. All my props. I lose everything while I'm on these calls. So if you use these three together, you are going to get amazing relief from seasonal threats, which is pollen, maybe dust, mold in your house. You know, all houses have a little bit of mold in their household dust. You can diffuse these, you can inhale these. I was up in Ohio a couple weekends ago, and I haven't been there in the fall in a while. And fall is my worst season up there for environmental stuff. So I woke up the first morning and I was just full, my throat was just full of phlegm from the reaction to these allergens that my body was experiencing. So I took one drop of lavender, one drop of lemon, and one drop of peppermint. My daughter in law had some empty veggie caps. I put a drop of each in that. I swallowed it. Probably within 5 minutes, it was like nothing had happened. It was just my reaction to all of that pollen was gone. And I felt when I first got there. It felt great. So, um, again, you have to be a little bit mindful of peppermint because it can give you energy. So, I tell people with allergies to just try the lavender and lemon in the evening hours and add the peppermint only in the daytime. But are these amazing hacks that you probably didn't know, even if you've used essential oils for years? I know that I'm always learning. It doesn't matter how long I've been doing this. There's always something new that comes along. And got one question in the chat. Let's see what that is. Oh, it's not a question, just a greeting. So, um, all right. I don't see any questions in Facebook. So, if you have a wholesale account, like I said, you can get the little mini three-piece set for just $20. So have these three oils on hand all the time. Be the best $20 you ever spent. I believe the big ones, the three-piece set of the big ones, I think you can get those in a little kit for $50, something close to that, because they're three times the oil that's in the $20 set. So these are the little ones are 5 milliliters and the big ones are 15. So instead of the three big ones being $60, which would be three times 20, the three big ones are only $50. So if you think you're going to use them more often, get the $50 set. But just have these three oils on hand all the time, because I can promise you that if you have these three oils on hand and something comes up, there'll be a combination of one, two, or three of them that you can actually have relief from. So there'll be something in there. Yes, Patricia said plus sales tax and shipping on the prices that I'm giving. That's correct. So anytime I quote you a wholesale price, that is just the price of the item, and then sales tax, they always get you, right? Those government entities always get you for sales tax. And then doTERRA's cheapest shipping, which is very quick, is just $3.99. So I love that they give us that break on shipping. And I'm always kind of bugged when companies, I feel like they're ripping me off on shipping. It's like, make money on the product, don't steal money from me on the shipping. So I love that they're cost effective cost effective shipping method, which is that UPS SurePost, which means UPS brings it to your post office and then the post office takes it to your house. It's only $3.99, and that's flat rate. So that's, you get 100 pounds worth of product and it's going to be $3.99. So If there aren't any other questions, I will let you all go have a wonderful evening. Relax tonight with your lavender oil. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, if you're feeling sleepy, pull out the peppermint oil. Like I said, these are the top three oils for a reason. Top three oils in popularity because they do so many things. So have a great night. Reach out with any questions. Watch us on the replay. I'll post the Zoom link so you can share it with your friends and family. So take care and be well.
I'll see you at 8.
Bye.